Yeah, welcome, folks, and welcome to this afternoon session. We'll wait till a few more people come through, but I'll do the introductions, and the process is so long. So my name is Paul Renken, and as you can see, we've got Michael Basson here on board as well. Robert Swart is stuck in traffic in Gauteng, and I'm not allowed to say too much because otherwise people will say I'm gleefully living in the Midlands. But yeah, we don't have traffic jams here much, and when we do, then we all know about it. So Robert is going to try and make his way and join us a bit later, but folks, please don't worry. Michael can take us through the whole processes. So, welkom aan vandag se sessie. My naam is Paul Renken. Ek is van FEDSAS en vandag praat ons oor sim4schools kompetisie and what it means, what it can mean for your school and your details. I'm not going to go through into our traditional starts. I'm going to kick off right away, but I just want to frame the whole process so that you understand why FEDSAS has got involved in this project. Probably every time you visit a school, there's always financial concerns. There's financial concerns in that generally there's not enough money. So we've tried to find ways that we can help schools as much as possible to generate income, generate money in their processes. Now, traditionally, you've had your cake sales, you've had your various other processes that run through. And last year, when we came across Robert or Rian van den Berg, our deputy CEO, and Robert met, and they spoke about data, and the selling of it and getting into schools, it really got our attention. And we said, this could really work quite well. Part of the excitement, I think, that I've got with it, it's a passive income. It does require a bit of work. Does require some work to get the process going, but once it's going, then you've got the income in place from that side. And we just got Santi, who just popped into the wrong meeting, but we won't worry about that. Santi van Tonda is from the Western Cape, and she's going to be blushing for about 4 days after that little incident, but fortunately it wasn't too bad. So let me carry on and say, really what we're looking at is something that can create a passive income. Passive doesn't mean that there's no work. There is work involved, but once the system's up and running, it self-perpetuates itself, and there are self-perpetuating processes. And when I saw this, I also thought, hang on a sec, this is something we need to try and get involved and get going in the process. Rian van den Berg had been driving the process, and we've got a number of our ExCo members driving it as well. We've got a number of schools that have already signed on, and then sim4schools came to us, Meg's app came to us today, this year, and said they've got a competition that they'd like to launch. And we think it's vitally important that you hear about the competition and see what they've got in hand. I am, during the course of the discussion, going to share links with you in the chat box. So I'll drop details down in the chat box, and you're welcome to communicate and ask questions to us through the Q&A as well. You'll see the Q&A drop down there. Let's just see where it is. Yeah, the Q&A box is there. So you're welcome to please ask us questions. Let us know where you are, and then we can sort out details from there. So yeah, with that, we'll drop that information. The session is going to be recorded. We are going to send information out to everybody afterwards as well. So just concentrate on the information, if I can say that. It's really a wonderful opportunity. If I was still sitting as a chairman of a governing body, I would almost insist that this takes place in the schools that I was involved in, because it does give you that income that you wouldn't expect. And you'll see from the figures that those numbers can get quite big. So with that, nie baie Afrikaans nie, verskoon daaroor. Sal 'n bietjie later meer Afrikaans praat, but with that, let me hand over to Michael, and he can take you through the processes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Paul. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to jump into it immediately. So let's start. Why are we going to launch this competition? Why do we want to launch this year? So firstly, we want to get the students and the staff excited about the fundraising program. So we believe it's going to promote the Sims4School fundraiser, and it will boost the school's engagement. Secondly, it's going to expand the SIM card user base for quicker monthly commission. So it's going to get more users excited to jump on, more students excited to get their SIM, which will in return boost the monthly commissions for the school. Thirdly, it will drive community involvement. Because at the end of the day, everyone likes a pannekoek, but we don't need a pannekoek, but we all need data. So we always need data. So it will drive community involvement for sim4schools, SIM card sales. And then it will also increase awareness and encourage fundraising within the school, so the teachers and everyone can get involved. And then lastly, we believe it's going to leave a lasting legacy for the grade 7s and matrics. So when they leave the school, the program continues. The school continues to earn monthly commissions. So we believe it's going to leave a lasting legacy for the school. Now, why would anyone want a Sim4schools SIM card? So I've put a lot of emphasis on the price, and there's a lot of savings involved. And firstly, it's the most affordable data on the market currently. So if you go compare it to any other mobile data network, MTN, Vodacom, you'll see that there's a 50% savings on data and airtime rates every month. Secondly, the data and airtime doesn't expire. So we used to having a 30-day bundle. After 30 days, if you don't use it, you lose it. With this, it will still be there for you, so you're not going to lose it. Thirdly, you can receive free data every day. So we've got an app, it's called Meg's app. Inside the app, the students or the users or the customers or the community can view ads, do surveys, and all of that for free data. So every single day, if you engage with the app, you'll get free data. Everyone wants free data. Everyone wants free stuff. I mean, we always use data. So now you get free data every day as well. The network, what network does it run on? That's very important, because if the price is good, the service is good, but what about the signal and the connectivity? So the Sim4schools SIM card runs on MTN's infrastructure. So for the past 6 years, MTN has been voted by independent bodies, not by themselves, as the best network when it comes to connectivity, both rural and urban areas. So all over the country, MTN has been seen as the superior network when it comes to connectivity. And then the school will earn 5% commission based on revenue generated for the month. So every time someone tops up or recharges on a Sim4schools SIM card, they buy data or airtime, the school will receive 5%. And currently we've seen that users on Sim4schools are buying up to 300 Rand per month per SIM card. So if you work out the numbers, that's 5% on that 300 Rand per person. So imagine the numbers and the monthly income you'll get from that, you'll generate from that. The school earns a commission for as long as the SIM card is active. So as I mentioned before, we're leaving a lasting legacy. So it doesn't matter if the student leaves the school or the person is not currently at the school. They could be anyone part of the community, surrounding community. If they're on the SIM and they use it for a lifetime, the school will always continuously earn from that, which I feel is great. Because I mean, you cannot sell pannakooks every day, 24/7, but everyone will buy data every day for as long as there's savings, and there will be. Okay, fantastic. So that's why anyone would want to join. I believe there's plenty of benefits. There's no reason why you won't want a Sim4schools SIM card. Now how do you enter the competition? So that's very important. So we've looked at the benefits. We looked why we're launching the competition. How do you enter? So first you need to sign the Sim4schools network agreement. So that's the first step. So sign the agreement. And then secondly, you need to order Sim4schools SIM card. So you order, very simple. We deliver right to your school. You need to register for the competition. So after you sign the agreement, you've ordered your SIMs, you need to register on the competition, okay? And there's a few things you need to fill out, a bit of information, and we'll show you now the URL to register for the competition. So it's just a simple link, a simple form, you fill out all the information, and then you are in a competition. So let's have a look at the form. Very simple. So just the name of the school, name of the contact person responsible, their email address, the cell number of the contact person, the number of grade 7 learners enrolled, how many grade 7s are there currently, and the number of grade 12s, how many grade 12s are there currently. So very simple. We need all the data on the grade 7s and the matrics to see how the school performs during the competition. So that's why we want to know how many students are there currently in grade 7 and matric. So it's a very simple form. The link is in the right-hand corner. And I think Paul also pasted it in the chat. Okay, great. So competition rules. Firstly, you have to be registered. That's quite obvious. You have to register for the competition. Must have sold at least 5 SIM cards per grade 7 or matric. So if you've got 100 grade 7s times 5, that's 500. Quite simple. So just 5 per learner, which isn't a lot. I mean, there's 5 people in a family on average. So you could easily sell to your father, your brothers, your sisters, yourself. That's already 4 plus a cousin or another sibling. So it's quite simple. The average monthly revenue earned per sim must be 150 Rand. What does that mean? What is ARPU? So that is a bit of telco lingo for you guys. So ARPU is, that is basically all it means is it's the amount of data and airtime that was spent on that SIM card. So if they bought 150 Rand worth of data and airtime combined per student or per user. Currently, we've seen that it's closer to 300 Rand on sim4schools. So it's actually double that. So we're giving you a nice low average of 150 Rand. We all know that we spend a lot of money on data and airtime a month. So 150 Rand is not that much. An active SIM card is defined as a SIM card that is active in a cell phone and has bought airtime or data. So firstly, it means it's been recoded, it's been inserted into the phone, and there's some usage on it. There has been some activity. So the SIM card hasn't been lying in your cupboard. It has been used. So there is some activity on the SIM. Some data and airtime has been bought over the past year. Competition runs till 31st of October. Payouts will be early in November. So it ends 31st of October, and the payouts will be in November already. Okay. That's simple. So that's the rules. There's a lot of prizes. So that's obviously why you join, why you want to be part of the competition, not just the 5% you get every month, but also the bonus prizes that we have. So each qualifying school received 25% of the revenue generated during October. So that's fivefold. So currently you get 5% every month. You'll still continue to receive your 5% commission. But for the month of October, so that will be your highest month because then you've built your base throughout the year to October. So there'll be a lot of activity and then you'll earn 25%. So 5 times, fivefold boost in your commission rate, which is huge. Then there's additional bonus prizes. There's 40,000 Rand, first prize, second prize, 25,000, and third prize, 15,000. The top 3 prizes will be rewarded to the schools with the highest number of active SIMs per grade 7 and matric learner. So I've mentioned earlier the minimum is 5 per student. So the school with the highest, so it gives a fair chance for every school to participate. So it doesn't matter if your school has 1,000 matrics or 100 matrics. If that per capita, that per student is high, that means you'll win the competition. So a school that only has 3 per student or 6 versus a school that has 10, even if there's less students, they will still win. So it's all about how many activations per student, and that will be the winner. And this approach ensures that even the smallest school has the opportunity to win. So we give everyone a fair chance. Doesn't matter how small or how big your school is. Okay, what is at stake? Okay. So we're going to look at number of activations. Earlier I mentioned what ARPU is. That is how much data and airtime a person buys per month. And then that 25% price. So we're just going to look at the numbers so you can get an idea of how big it is. It's a lot bigger than what a lot of people think. So firstly, let's look at 500. So number of active SIMs, 500 SIMs. The average is, the ARPU is 150. The spend is 150 Rand. That's 75,000 Rand. 25% of that 75,000 Rand is 18,750 Rand. Okay. At 750, 112,500, 28,000, over 28,000 Rand for that 25%. Then out of 1,000 SIMs, this is where we believe most schools will play at. 1,000 SIMs is 150,000 Rand, and you get that 37,500 price. 5,000, now we're getting serious numbers. 750,000 Rand ARPU monthly, and your prize of 25% is 187,500, which is massive. That is a massive cash injection for the school. 10,000, which will be amazing. I really hope that someone gets to the 10,000, is 1.5 million Rand ARPU a month, because remember it's calculated at 150 Rand, and the prize is 375,000 Rand. That is a lot of money. So remember, we're looking at 150 Rand ARPU, which is very conservative. Currently, the stats are showing us that the average ARPU currently on the sim4schools base is 300 Rand. So that means the prizes could be doubled. So with the numbers you're currently looking at, imagine double that, which is huge. So remember, you still get the additional, there's that top 3 prizes as well, the 25 commission, which is this, and that 5% monthly. So there's a lot of different angles where you can get cash injected into the school, which is huge. Okay. So that's at stake. How can you achieve this? So this is a grade 7 or matric project. Okay. So we want to leave a legacy. We want the seniors to get involved at selling the SIM card. So there's a lot of ways how we can motivate and get them excited. So firstly, you're going to share the benefits of the sim4schools. You're going to save the students money. It's going to help build the school a legacy, and it's going to help empower the school to continuously grow. This will become the gift and legacy that the grade 7s and matrics leave behind, a gift that keeps on giving long after they have left the school. So if the matrics are doing very well this year, in 10 years' time, it will still keep on growing, which is amazing. So there's flyers. So let's look at different ways how you can achieve this. So we've summarized a few bullet points on how the school can achieve this, because we've done a few case studies. We've seen a few schools that are successful. We've looked at universities and colleges and what have they done to make this project successful. So firstly, flyers. We know some schools don't like flyers, they don't like paper. That's okay. There's WhatsApp groups. Most schools have WhatsApp groups per grade. Active on the WhatsApp groups could be a beginning. Flyers on the notice boards and activity on the WhatsApp groups. Engage with popular learners. There's a lot of popular learners at school. All of them are active on TikTok. They're active on social media. So get some ambassadors involved. Give them additional data, get them excited about it so they can post, because that's how we engage with the youngsters of today, is over social media. That's their communication medium. Involve the parents, especially in primary schools. Parents have a bit more stronger say. High school, the kids, they want to do their own thing. So if they see that it's cool to get a sim, they'll get a sim. In primary school, if the parents say get a sim because we want to save money, the kids will get a sim. Okay. Parents who own a business, there's a lot of parents that are highly influential in the community. They own a business, they own a spa, they own whatever company it might be. They all have staff, they all have people working farms. It could be anywhere, rural, urban, it doesn't matter. There's definitely entrepreneurs in the school, parents that are entrepreneurial in the school, and they'll have staff. So it doesn't have to be just the students that are involved in this program and the parents and the staff of the school. It can be external. So it's limitless. You can engage with anyone that would want to be part of this program. So it doesn't just have to be the students. So that's very important. So sell it to parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, family. I mean, just by looking at that, if you could get your whole family involved on sim4schools, you get 20 to 30 sims right there. Then you get your father's business involved, that's 40. So there you've already reached your goal as a matric or grade 7 student. Okay, another point is conduct bi-weekly live Q&A sessions where we discuss marketing opportunities. So we're here to help you. So we can help, we can assist with collateral, we can assist with ideas. So please reach out and we're here for you. And then lastly, we need someone that is responsible for accomplishing this. We know that teachers work hard, they're busy, you guys are very busy, but it's important to find an individual that is responsible for this. Someone that can be a champion or skilled marketer or a hero. Okay, quite simple. Get someone involved in the school, get them excited about it, and we can engage with them bi-weekly, every couple of weeks, and help them grow this program, because we want you all to win. Okay, right. So this is how you can achieve it. So we've got a few questions. So the first question, we already have active SIM cards. Do they count towards the number of SIM cards sold for the competition? So the answer is yes. So if you jumped on early, it's a little bit of advantage, but it doesn't last forever. So active SIM cards, even if existing contribute to the competition count, late entrants in 2023 won't impact the current competition outcome. Early adopters possess training and activation experience. So what we mean by that is, so if you jumped in early, were early adopter of the program, the advantage you have is you've gotten used to it. You understand it a little bit more. But currently, they don't have that much of an advantage. So it's not like they're going to have thousands ahead of everyone else. So you don't have to be worried about that. New schools joining will level the playing field in the competition. So don't worry about it, but it does count towards it. The second question, will our school still receive its 5% commission during the period of the competition? Yes, your school will continue to receive the 5% every single month. But remember, if you enter the competition In October, you get 5 times that. So by October, you've grown your base. You've got a lot of users. The community is involved. Hopefully, you hit that 10,000 or 5,000 mark. And then you get 25%, which can be a couple of R100,000 income injected into the school, which is amazing. Okay, so we've got question 3. Will SIM card sales by anyone other than grade 7s or matric learners count towards the number of active SIM cards? So yes, I've mentioned this earlier. It doesn't just mean that the matrics and the grade 7s are responsible for selling the cards. Anyone at the school level can sell the SIM cards. The measurable thing, how we measure the prizes and who wins and all of that, that is to do with how many grade 7s or matrics you have. But it doesn't mean that the grade 7s and matrics are the only people that are responsible for selling the SIM cards. So the whole school can get involved, the teachers, external, internal, everyone could get involved. Okay, great. So those are the questions. Now we open up for Q&A. That's the presentation, as simple as that.
Thanks very much, Robert. Michael, I see Robert's come on board as well. I'm glad to see that he's not driving. We've got a little rule in FEDSAS. If you drive a car and you're trying to talk in a meeting, you get ejected from the meeting. Not ejected from the car, but ejected from the meeting. Robert, welcome. Just a quick introduction before we handle some questions. Great to see you here. Sorry that you're sitting in the traffic. I hope your air conditioner is working.
Thank you very much, and welcome everybody from my side as well, and thank you for your time and everything. Thank you, Michael, for doing the presentation. Much appreciated. Well done. And so if there's any other questions, Paul.
Okay. Yeah, there's a question that's come through. Can this SIM work on all phones and networks?
Okay, I'll jump in on that. So remember, sim4schools is its own network. So it's not for all the networks. sim4schools is its own prepaid mobile service provider. So that's the first question. It's a new network. Okay. sim4schools uses the MTN's infrastructure and towers, but it's its own mobile network. Can it work on any phone? Yes, it can work on feature phones. I mean, old phones that are not smartphones, and it can work up to the latest iPhone 15. It's exactly the same as any prepaid SIM card. The only difference is it's got its own unique packages and own unique prices and data and airtime rates. So that's the major difference. And it's obviously cheaper, like I've mentioned, but it's its own network. It's not something that runs on all the networks like an app. Okay.
If I can just add to that, the ease of installing it really goes very well, and the person might be online, so I'm not going to mention their name, but at our beraad, at our staff conference in Bloemfontein, een van ons oude bestuurders het laat weet dit is baie maklik en laat weet dat die WhatsApp support is ongelooflik. And yeah, he is one of those that he wasn't born when computers were around. I don't want to say he was born before computers, but he said he was amazed how much support there was given. There's a WhatsApp support process that helps you. I've used it a few times. I've got one in my tablet, and my tablet is not a cell phone setup like that, and I can't always find the number. So I end up sending WhatsApp messages to say, what's the number? How do we set it up? And it really works well. And I have to say the other big advantage, I want to ask a question first before I go there. How many of people in the audience are registered with sim4schools? So if you're registered for sim4schools, just say we as a school are registered for sim4schools. I just want to get a gauge of what level we're talking at. Are we talking about people that are already registered, that we need to speak more about the competition? Or are we speaking to people who are interested because they've heard about the competition and we need to get them on board? So if you wouldn't mind just dropping into the Q&A, we are registered. You don't have to say you're not or what. It's just a general count so we can pick up numbers there. So if you wouldn't mind dropping that in there. To me, the one big advantage of the whole process, and recently having traveled overseas and come back and seen what data is doing, is the fact that the data doesn't expire. And that is a big draw card. There is data that does expire at a different price, but there's data that doesn't expire, and that's really good. That's a huge draw card for me. I don't use my tablet every time, but at least when I know I go somewhere, I'm going to have connectivity straight away. So maybe that's a little bit of an answer with regards to the processes. I see if people are a little bit answer shy today and not responding. Maybe it's the heat, maybe it's where we are at the moment. But yeah, just let us know if there are any other questions. There were a few questions that came through earlier on the registration. Thank you for those, folks. I think most of those questions have been answered in this process already, and we've gone through them. If I have missed those questions and we haven't answered them, today, please, we'll give you a moment. You can type in there. You can type shorthand if you want to, and we'll get to it from there. There's a question that's just popped in. Are the sims sold to the learners or are they given to the learners?
I'll answer that one. It depends on the school. We have schools that decided to give their learners. Actually, last year they gave all the grade 12s leaving the school. They gave them a SIM card for free, and all they had a launch, and the initial launch was for free. But people that didn't take up the SIM card at the launch, after that they sell it to them. So it all depends for each school. What is your strategy around your SIM cards? But from our side, there's no obligation. You can either give it for free if you want to, that's your decision, or you can get the learners and parents to pay for it.
Maybe Robert, could I follow on there? If a school does sell them, typically what do they sell the SIM card for, and what data is on that SIM card already?
Yeah, normally sort of the suggested retail price is around 20 Rand per SIM card. That includes VAT. And on the SIM card, there's already value of 40 to 50 Rand, and it is 10 Rand airtime and 300 megs data. So when you activate your SIM card, that's already on the SIM card for free. And the value of that is between 40 and 50 Rand already. Although they bought it for 20 Rand, they get value of more than 20 Rand. So they get their 20 Rand back.
There's a message here, but the SIM costs the school money. The SIM would have to either be bought by the school and given to the learners. Let's get that clear. Or the school could buy the SIM cards and then sell them onwards if they wanted to, depending on how they want to launch the process. You will see going down in the future. This is not a one-shot process that FEDSAS are involved in. You will, if you go to our FEDSAS training for governing bodies going through this year, you will hear about sim4schools. We've looked at the project and we're in boots and all. We want to make it happen. We see the value that schools can get out of it. So it's not, this is the last time you're going to hear about it from the FEDSAS side. You're definitely going to hear it more, and there'll be some more surprises coming through that will be pleasant surprises that can actually help you activate it. I have to just say a comment that came through on a WhatsApp from someone who also won't mention, said that she has to say, Michael's got the quote of the year. You can't sell pancakes 24/7. Folks, and I think if we take away the humor of that comment, I think the reality of it, you can't sell pancakes 24/7. That's the fact. Where data can be bought anytime. You don't have to do the transaction afterwards. If people want the data, they can buy the data. The data is attractive enough, and it really, really works well. It's a real good process. We're scratching our brains why it's not taking off for more yet, but we're going to push it, and we're going to make sure that it takes off on that side. Go, Robert.
Paul, just to carry on from that is you can't sell pancakes 24/7, but the real kick in the sim4schools is also if you sell pancakes, then people must come to the school and buy the pancakes at school. With the sim4schools, even if they leave the school, the learner leaves the school, and then they still buy data and airtime. You still get the value from that data and airtime. So the purchase doesn't have to be at the school. It can be somewhere else. It can be if your school is in Johannesburg and somebody tops up with data and airtime in Cape Town, and it's a sim4schools card, you still get the benefit of it.
Yeah, so there's just a question, just to confirm, the school will purchase the sims from sim4school.
Yeah, there's when you register and there's a contract agreement that we sign. As soon as the agreement is signed, then you will get all the login details to access the MXApp portal. And in the MXApp portal, you can order your SIM cards. Just from a previous question, maybe the SIM cards will cost the school 10 Rand plus VAT per SIM card, and the minimum order is 100 SIM cards. So yeah, so the school will purchase the SIM cards.
So I think, like I said in the beginning, it's a passive income. It does require work. It does require a little bit of an investment and a little bit of money and some time in the process. But once it actually starts rolling through, folks, everybody needs data, whatever you want to call it. They live off that. You just try and take data away from a teenager, and you'll know what a crisis you're going to have. So I think that's really what we've got to look at. And it's not unreasonably priced. There's a cut in it, let's call it that, for the school. There's a percentage that goes to the school. There's this whole program of competitions that can get you more into the process as well without reducing that. And it's kind of a no-brainer if you look at it from that side, but it does need to be activated and put in place and run through from there. I have dropped into the chat box a link that goes through to all our data with regards to the registration process. And then I've also dropped a link in with regards to the competition registration process. You need to be registered on sim4schools before you register into the competition process, because you need to be part of the sim4schools process to gain the prizes in the competition side. Okay.
Just on the Paul as well, is that you don't have to, you have to sign the agreement. So there is a contractual arrangement between sim4schools and the school, but you don't have to already have ordered and received your SIM cards before you enter the competition. So once you've signed the agreement, enter the competition, so at least you get the benefit while you're in the process of ordering, and we get your SIM cards dispatched to you, so you can really benefit in that period.
Okay. Let's see, there's another question that's popped up there. When can one expect delivery after purchase?
Once you've ordered the SIM cards, you will receive an invoice from us. When you make payment, please send the proof of payment to myself. You will get the email from me, so you just reply to the email. As soon as we receive the proof of payment, we immediately dispatch it. So let's say within 24 hours, those SIM cards are on the way to you. Okay. And we dispatch them via courier, so you will get them as probably three, if you're a rural area, it's probably 3 to 5 business days. In major cities, we had instances where the school received them same day or early next day.
Okay, great. Super. So in the absence of questions, I will hope that we've answered all the questions. I will once again encourage you. Thank you very much, Robert and Michael, for bringing this project to us. Thank you for taking hands with FEDSAS and getting it sorted out. I am going to just finish off with 2 slides. One will be the School for Sim process, and there is a snap scan there, and I'll leave that on for a while. So I'm warning you, get your phones out so you can scan the link and run through. And then after that, I will also just put up all our provincial managers' details so you can get there as go. If we want, Michael's answering a question there. If we want any other questions answered in the future, who can we contact? Michael's putting his answer in there so you can get in contact from there. You'll see with the scan that goes through here, you'll be able to pick up contact details to hand it from there. Megs Active also put in a whole lot of promotion and support in the process. So they're not expecting you just to run it and invent all sorts of documentation and flyers and all that. That is all already been created for you. So it's really, the ingredients of the pancake are there, folks. If I can go back to the pancake, everything's there. The pancakes are there, but now you can sell them 24 hours and you can sell them wherever you are. You don't have to be on the school grounds. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to just switch over onto the last 2 slides. Appreciate your involvement. Appreciate you coming on board. Thank you very much, Robert and Michael. Thank you, Robert, for fighting through the traffic in Gauteng. We really appreciate that. Let's just pop that up there so you can see all the details. I'll give you a moment just to scan that. For those of you that do know how to do that, so if you don't, you go onto your settings on your cell phone, you slide down and you'll find a place to scan QR codes, and you can scan the QR code. The link is in the chat box as well. And then once you've done that, I'll just finish off by giving you our provincial managers' details throughout the country, just in case you need to get hold of them on the governance and management matters that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. But this is also our core and our key. We want to help schools generate income, and hence we're bringing this project to you. Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate your time. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Robert. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely